Welcome to another screen capture demonstration of Full Auto Hold'em, brought to you by FullAutoHoldem.com, the first fully automated and most advanced Pokerbot in the world. So we're jumping into the action in the seventh hand at PokerStars. That's my seat up there with the pocket pair of jacks under fully automated play, which you could tell by the way the mouse moves on the screen pretty much. Very precise and quick, except for when you see the mouse being moved where I'm indicating a feature. Here I'm indicating that logging was not turned on, so my link to the stored action log on the hard drive was not found. So I'm turning the logging on. And we always keep the focus at the odds tab. Gives us the most information what's happening. Right now, because we're always recording the screen during these demonstrations, we're not running under optimal conditions because of the extra overhead on the video memory and things like that. So things aren't exactly as snappy as they are when we're not recording. Let's see what features we can talk about now. We'll show some features pretty soon. And at 7 minutes, we're going to open up Fill Tilt, so we'll definitely have some action to follow at that point. Right now, we're indicating that the statistics are accurate. You can see or in the 1C, well, if you back that up, it was 142, partially blurred. All the blurring you see is to conceal the Pokerbot's online identity. The blurring of my player name and other identifiable features on the screen are blurred, demonstrating the player database window. And that's my player there, and that's why there's 1,148 hole cards. And you could sort it and look at your opponent's hole cards. Here's another facet of the program that's buried in the screen capture narrations and not the documentation. That not all the player show cards are stored to the database. Only those they either raised. In other words, it wasn't just they weren't in the blind just checking. They had to put some money in the pot. Unless they were sandbagging with the premium hand, and in that case that would also be recorded because that's useful information. But all the regular checks and the low level blind calls are not necessarily stored because it's not really useful information. So that's why you don't always see every show card in the database. And that information will end up on the website in a much more concise form soon. Now we're demonstrating Full Auto Hold'em using zero screen space Now if you had a monitor that only supported 800 pixels width, which is the size of your standard poker game window, then you would just simply run full auto hold'em right on top of the game wherever you decide to put it. Doesn't matter, because all the information underneath will still be seen. There we can even see part of the log or other aspects. Let's watch the data, some of it. Now that decision came from LogicBot, of course, which is where you're going to get your... Well, actually, that could have been a... Yeah, that was probably from LogicBot. Could have been. This is just pre-flop. That could have been just from the Open Builder. I have to go back and look at it. That fold response I'm talking about. Now we're getting ready to open up fill tilt at the same time, and of course either there's no action or it's all action. It has to be one or the other, so see how we do. First time you open up a .NET program after first installing, it won't open up at its normal open up speed, because the first time it does some pre-compiling operation, and then it'll put the compiled version of the program in cache, and every time you open it after that it'll be a little quicker. It's just a feature of the .NET environment. Not that that applied in this case, since it wasn't our first time starting the program. Remember, when you get in these play chip games, especially like at Party Poker where they throw around millions, you don't want to record kind of crazy bets into your database if you are using the FullAuto DB bot. Hang on one second here, we'll play this hand out. Okay, and quickly turn the clicker off, anticipating that this player was going to come back at me, and I knew the bot wasn't going to take a big call on this hand, so in that case, well, I could anticipate what the bot was going to do, and I turned the clicker off because I don't have any delay here in my response right now, and I didn't have look ahead on, so it's an advantage to kind of know what the bot's going to do. But for a player who can't, there I just quickly turn the log off with the alt click. Okay, there's too much happening now. I scrolled up and I deleted the bet, the call from the flush, because in that instance I did not want that bet in the database, because I was playing a particular situation and I would not make that call all the time with a low flush. So then I quickly, like I said, turned off the log, scroll up, delete the bet, then I turn the log back on. And in the meantime, we're got the second game started below, and we're in tracking mode, which means we haven't got our whole cards yet, but we're following the cards and the pot there on our indicator panel. And I see I was prompted to take my seat at full tilt while the program was looking for me. Stay on top mode, and for some reason you're on top of the button location of the screen. Well, obviously the clicker cannot click the buttons if FullAutoHoldem is on top of them, always on top. So you don't want to set the program up that way. Well, in the case where Full Out Hold'em is repeatedly trying to make a click, it'll try like 3 times, giving a second or two between each try. So just let it fail and then turn off the stay on top option and you're back in business. Or you just, of course, turn the clicker off quickly by right-clicking in the control panel. Oh, here's a case where we're getting oh, here's the example I was just talking about. Yeah, we had to turn the stay on top off. But actually there the program actually did its 3 tries and then it started 3 more tries, and that's characteristics that we won't have in the next version of the program. After it fails on the buttons, it won't say, hey, the buttons are there again. It'll wait for new buttons to try again. But I was able to fix the button situation there anyhow. Very complex program, requires a lot of testing. And as we see, testing should be pretty close to done at this part. Now, a lot more screen captures will be added to the site, of course, and mostly to demonstrate the logic bot, which is the expensive component, and I think a person would want to become very familiar with the decisions in Logic Bot, which I see all the time, but of course they're not always put on the website, so we'll be putting a lot of Logic Bot decisions and screen captures on the website soon, or routinely I should say. And here we are coming to the end of our demonstration. Just a couple minutes left here, about a minute actually. And I'm sure lots went by that I haven't commented on. But you'll get the download the trial and try it for yourself, and we'll say it all right there. Well, this is how some players roll. It's not for everybody, but sometimes this hold'em could be unbearably boring, and boy, I couldn't take it anymore, so basically wrote this program. Seems pretty useful to me. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned at FullAutoHoldem.com.